Hey guys, thank you for being here. What I want to talk about today is what do I think about the crypto you asked me of? Which crypto? Good effing question. Any of them. All right. So, a very common question all of us on crypto YouTube get is what do you think of fill in the blank? List of random crypto. And unless it's in the top 200, we probably have not actually heard of it. And you hear a lot of, or at least I've heard of a lot of other YouTubers say, yeah, I don't know that one. And we brush it off because we're not going to talk about something we don't know about. At least I want to think most of us won't talk about something we don't know about. But since it's a very common question, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? In this video, I want to go over with you guys with a crypto I've never heard of that someone asked me about. Dev, I'm going to go to Devve, Devve, and I'm going to show you guys what I do as the quick skimming the surface. I'm going to try to do this in less than 15 minutes. If you guys have been here before, you know, I've tried. And what this process is just what I do to look to see, is this crypto worth me looking further into? I don't know a damn thing about this crypto, guys. I'm going to type it into CoinMarketCap, have it come on up, and I'm going to start going through my process. This is not a deep dive. This is superficial, little shallow swimming in there, get an idea of what it is. And this way you guys can see and hear my thought process live. So even more so than ever, this isn't even advice. I was gonna say not financial. This is not advice. This is just a, hey, let's go through this one crypto together so you can see my process. And by the end, I'll have a very shallow opinion of what I look into this more and why or why not. So in case this crypto is garbage, I apologize minimally for it. I'm not here to attack anything. I'm here just to give my opinion on the very minimal information I'm going to go over today. So I'm just using Devve as an example. And I'll gladly do this with any other crypto too. Just put down in the comments below if you want me to do a skim the surface look on it. You can always give me a little bit of information if you want first. But let's dive right in and let's go over the process using Devve. Okay, guys, so I brought up Devve. It is number 632. It looks like it's sitting around 50 cents. And again, let me reiterate, I don't know jack shit about this crypto. But when I look at this, okay, so we got a micro cap, not shocker. So 46 million. So right away, if I was looking for a large cap to get into, I would ignore this, right? So it's all about what are you looking for and why. I'm just trying to figure out what it is. So we got sub 50 million market cap, decent potential there. Volume, a little on the low side, but I don't even know what this does. So I don't know if that's good or not. Doesn't look like a meme. If you guys are in Devve, put down the comments below. Let me know your thoughts and if you're laughing at me trying to figure this out. 10,000 holders. Okay, I've definitely seen worse for a micro cap. Volume, unlocked market cap. So it's almost fully diluted. We have a market cap of 46 million. It says unlocked market cap 50. I'm not, something there doesn't buy fully. They must be going by the circulating supply and the total, not the max. So circulating supply is 94 million. They're saying total is 120 million and max supply 300 million. If they're saying unlocked market cap, they're going by the total supply. So I'm very curious what this is about. So the first big question I have, this is not a red flag, green flag, or yellow flag. Just where the hell are all the coins, right? We got 94 million circulating, total of 120. And I'm not, this could mean a couple of different things, max 300. Maybe that they have just locked in and non-minted up to 300. There's an extra 180 million sitting around somewhere. It could all be technically from a lock-in. This could be what's out in circulation in terms of staking and other locked features. So this is probably, I would have to read the white pages thing. But big question I'd have is, where's that 180 million difference coming from? Because I don't mind dilution or inflation. I really don't. It's when does it get released and to who? Right? If it's all in one giant clump, that's going to cause selling pressure. If it goes like 25+% to the team and early investors, that's selling pressure. And it's just good information to know. Because at that point, maybe I wouldn't want to buy something, but if I or spot buy it, but if we see, oh, there's a drop of 10% of the coins and they all go to the VCs and the owners, well, then maybe I would do a short leverage on this thing around that time, expecting a drop. Right? There's always ways to make money. Let's see if I can figure out what the hell this crypto does. Of the year, kind of that doesn't tell me too much. Was this the Trump pump? Trump pump appears to be newer in the last month. Interesting. All right, let's have one hell of a rally coming here. Someone or several someone's bought big in a short period of time, in a couple of hours. Was there a Discord in this? Is that what this was? A group of people, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. We got a huge jump up. So to me, that smells like a Discord group. I have no idea. If anyone knows if I'm right, let me know. But it brought up in a small drop down. I just don't buy that's one person over several hours. Could be. Could be. All right, moving forward. Let's see. Markets. It's on Gate, eToro, MEXC, LCX. Oh no, no Binance or Coinbase. I mean, it's 50 million market cap. Can't expect them to do both. Okay. So it's on some of the decent exchanges, not in the major two. Again, it would be interesting to see if it's on the futures for Binance or Coinbase because then it's more likely to hop on it before long. See, I want to keep this under 15 minutes. I got to move a little quicker for you guys. Maybe we'll say under 20. News, no news. Token unlocks, private round. Again, I have to read the white pages to know exactly what they mean by this. So that could be unminted. This could have to do with that. Well, this has to do with that 180 million sitting aside just mathematically. 59% of it, that's what that is. So yeah, I'd be very curious what this is and what it means. That would be a white paper reading, which I'm not going to do today. Here's a small yellow flag. Top 10 holders, 37.5%. So even if we presume that this big holder here of almost 12% of it is an exchange, which it might be. These two might be exchanges. My big fear, again, I would look into this more if I was more interested in looking at Devve, is this an exchange? Is this an owner or is this a VC? If it's an exchange, I don't care. If it's one of the owners or a VC, I would hesitate because that's a lot of selling pressure. If this thing jumps up to, let's say, $1, just giving arbitrary numbers, someone's going to sell heavily, or at least the odds of it. But I like seeing the top 10 being less than 37%. That's not a knock or anything that would stop me. Ooh, finally, about Devve. So layer 1 token native to Devve blockchain. Okay, so it's a layer 1, bridges to Ethereum. Okay, it's more energy efficient than Bitcoin. Who the hell isn't? Okay, so you guys don't have to listen to me read. Let's skip a minute or so. Okay, guys, so what this looks like is it's a layer 1 and an exchange. So it has TradFi and DeFi platforms or the ability for it. Okay. I don't know if it's just one token or if it's a second one, kind of how some crypto companies will have two different tokens, one for their actual usage, one for fees, things like that. I want to get a better idea of what this is, other than it appears to be a layer 1 for an exchange. So it's an early produced, meaning recently made in the last, looks like year and a half, layer 1 with a decentralized exchange built into it. Okay, I mean, it has me curious. I like layer 1s. I'm not sure my thoughts, my opinions based off of what I like to do, not shit talking Devve. I'd be hesitant personally hop into a layer 1, a new layer 1 at this point in the cycle. If this was the bear market, I would actually be far more likely to jump in because bull runs to bear markets tend to kill crypto and microcaps are far more likely to die. And since I don't know anything about this one yet, I don't actually know if it's got any good setups, if it has any good partners. We're going to take a look at that next. Let's go to their website. Devve, trade up, the token and platform powering tokenized future. Okay, yeah, so it's layer 1 bridging, builders from Web 2, Web 3 can launch blockchain without blockchain expertise. Yep, converting any asset to any other. Yeah, so this is a layer 1 exchange. Okay, so there's a lot of exchanges out there. The big question is what makes this one different, or how can you make money on this one, right? My perspective is for this bull run, so the next few weeks to months, what is the price going to go up and why, right? I got no reason to think this is a better or worse exchange or a layer one from all the others out there. It's just kind of a diluted narrative. Um, but a high risk layer one, never against it. Lending, borrowing, okay. The only platform that checks all the boxes. Okay, so it looks like, again, I could be very wrong here, but from what this looks like, it's a layer one with its own built-in exchange and built-in lending program. This is a little different compared to some, let's say like Base, that does not actually have a Base token yet. They use Airdrome as their main finance. There's a couple others on there, or sorry, Airdrome as their main exchange. And then there's a couple different lending programs, like Moonwell is one, right? There's a couple of them though, and it looks like Devve has its built-in everything. So I could see there's some pros and cons with that. Again, this is theoretical in my mindset of if you have a layer one and you don't have to rely on third-party exchanges and lending trading protocols, okay, it's all on you. Again, that's well pro and a con. If it's a good company, that's actually really cool. If they drop the ball because they got to multitask in a couple of different narratives and fields, I could see the challenge behind that too. This one actually has me a little curious. Was am not looking for another micro cap yet. So here's the team. If I was going to do a deep dive into this to really see if I'm going to put my hard-earned cash into this crypto, I would end up looking these people up. Specifically, I'd be the most interested in the resume and the networking history. Who do they know of the CEO, the head of finance, the marketing strategic advisor, and business development director? I will look in everyone too, but those would be my main first curiosities of who do they know and who do they know that knows who. Partners and media features. So here's something I should be careful when you see this stuff, because the companies will put all names up here that they can, and partners and media features, meaning there could have just been an article about them before, right? Like for Forbes, right? I'm going to guess Forbes is not a partner, but Devve might have been listed or named somewhere in a Forbes article somewhere at some point. I believe VC, crypto news is probably an article, CoinDesk, partner or media feature, I don't know. But I would look into a little bit more of what these companies do to what extent with Devve. Recent stories. So I know I said I wasn't going to look at the white pages. I'm going to look at the tokenomics. So I'm going to find their white pages and I'm going to zoom into their tokenomics. We'll talk about that and then close this off because that's really where I want to go on this quick skimming the surface. Okay, guys, I didn't really see an easy direction to get their white pages here. So I'm going to go back to CoinMarketCap and pull it from there. Okay, guys, so here is the white paper. If you know what that is and have read one before, you're officially a crypto nerd. Welcome to the club. So I'm not going to read this whole damn thing right now. If I was getting more serious into jumping in and looking at a position, I would. But big thing I want to know is from page 10. I want to check out these tokenomics. Ooh, phase one, ERC token. Phase two, their own. Okay, so they're starting off, again, this is a new crypto. The white paper was labeled 2023. It looked like the launch was early 24. So phase one starts on the ERC token, so it starts on Ethereum. And it looks like they're eventually going to migrate to their own DV or DevX blockchain. I'm assuming because it's going to be a lot cheaper for them, and they could probably use their own token as the gas fees, presumably. I've not read that in here yet. But that's generally the pattern that they do, and that makes sense. Again, quick skim. What else do we have? Tokenomics. Total supply up to 300 million. So that's heavily suggesting that 100, what was it? 94 something was in circulation, 120 total, and 300 possible. So I guess they can mint up to an extra 180 million, so that's 59% or whatever. Okay, so they have unminted tokens, I believe. These are minted and sold by fee forever. Okay, a little bit about the proceeds. All right, they'll invest for more money. Makes sense. That's a business. Here we go. Now the fun stuff I was curious about. Allocation, DVO, token sale. 10-year linear issuance, 10-year plan to get rid of all their coins. So it's going to be low and slow. I'm okay with that. Initial issuances one, two, three, E and public sale. The total amount of crypto that are out. So stuff one, two, three issuance are locked 1/10 each month for 10 months. So I'm assuming first 10 months is the first round, next 10 months 2 and 3. And they tell you what people bought it at. That's good to know. It lets us know the idea of selling pressure. Uh, Oddly enough, the first phase, they do not list how much they bought it for or sold it for. But the second round was 27 cents a token, third round was 35. And I believe CoinMarketCap said that the total price is 49 cents right now. So the early buyers, or not sure about the earliest buyers, didn't even double their money yet. That's good to know. That's decreased selling pressure. Good to see. I wish that they would list how much the first round of people bought for, because my guess is that was the team and any early investors. Um, they probably bought it. Again, now I got to speculate, right? Significantly lower than this. I wouldn't be shocked if it was like 10 cents or less. But still good to know that the later early investors haven't even doubled their money. Um, so expect selling pressure around $1, because then these guys would be at about a 4x, and that $1 is a magical mental number for everybody. Gonna wait till it gets to $1. Why? Like everybody else. So that'll be hard to blast through, but good to know. It's good for long term, especially if they're staking these, right? They're staking them, more likely to hold them even longer. Okay, and they get to all the technical, nerdy stuff. So I now got a basic idea of what's going on. All right, guys. So that was my quick little skim. Hopefully that was useful for you. What do I think of Devve? I'm curious about it. I'm not really looking into a layer one right now, this part of the cycle, but I do like the idea of getting to early layer ones in the bear market. In the bear market, they'd be high risk because a lot of crypto tend to get destroyed. That's why I'm looking at like Supra in the bear market. It's also going to be early on development. As long as it survives this cycle, I'll be curious of looking into it. But do I have any strong opinion about Devve? No, I don't have enough information. But that was the point of this, is looking to see, would you be curious on learning more about this token? And that's kind of the process I do. Go through CoinMarketCap, go through certain things of the white pages, and go through their website. And this one has me curious for later. I'm gonna write this one down, believe it or not, into just, I got Google Docs for everything, and take a look at this one down the road. But I'm open to doing a deep dive on this one if some of you guys want me to. It will not happen right away. So if you're in a rush for it, I'm not the guy for that right now. But it has me curious. What are your guys' thoughts? Do you know about Devve? Was this useful for you? Do you want me to show you more times of how I do superficial or deep dives into a crypto? Um, and then when you go into this, it's what do you want, right? If I was looking to buy a micro cap high risk play, this isn't a bad option because layer ones, I believe, are safer than most others. But let me know what your thoughts are. I'm going to get going. I got some training to do. I'll talk to y'all lovelies later. Peace.